Hello, welcome to our Jimbaroo Kindiroo chat time. My name's Dr. Tessa and I'm the Research and Education Manager here at Jimbaroo Kindiroo. I'm going to have a chat to you today about something that children do after their first birthday. They give you things and then they come and they take them away. What is all this about? Well, the reason I'm answering this question is that I had a very well-educated mum the other day come to me and really quite worried about what her child was doing, the way she really wanted to give people things, and then she came and took them away sort of straight away. And she wanted to know, was this typical or was this some terrible antisocial behaviour that they were allowing to happen? So I thought that you might like to know as well, and this is what I talked to her about. The brain's a really interesting thing, and an action of giving and taking gives you a window into their mind. And I'm going to talk about two of the things that were being displayed by this behavior. The first thing is that this child has clearly been absorbing what is going on around her. If you think from a child's perspective, there's a lot of giving and taking. Parents are constantly giving their children things, and then they also take them away. And every time you engage in this activity, the child is absorbing what you're doing and how you're responding to it. And from their perspective, there seems to be quite a lot of power that's associated with giving and receiving. And the curious child wonders to themselves, I think I might like to try this out. I wonder how it feels to give somebody something, and I wonder how it feels to take it away. Now, I don't for a minute think that there's a large amount of intellectualizing going on here, but there is very much a strong sense of modeling and having the ability to test the water. They get feedback from you every time you give them something or receive something. And this is how their picture of what giving and taking away feels like. So adults usually let them take away the things and they accept the things that they're being given quite graciously. But the harsh reality of life arrives when a child tries to replicate that behavior with somebody of their own age who has a similar level of social functioning to themselves. It can often be fairly ugly and quite snatchy and all that kind of stuff, which I'm sure you've all witnessed. The thing that children need at this time is a lot of reassurance and modeling and gentle help to get themselves through it so that they can understand about this process of giving and taking. Now, the second thing that's going on is that this tells us that there is very beginning stages of theory of mind. And I love theory of mind. I find it a really fascinating topic when it comes to children. So children don't understand that somebody else, young children that is, can be thinking, believing, or feeling something completely different to how they are thinking, believing, and feeling. This concept is completely foreign to them. If I think that this is what is happening, then everybody else will think the same as me. And there are various tests that researchers do to test whether children's theory of mind is developing or not. They're learning to read others through their own understanding, and it's sometimes described as stepping into somebody else's mental shoes. I remember watching one of these type of tests where it was set up in a laboratory and the dad answered the telephone and got really upset and quite angry about what was going on. The 2-year-old, I think she was about 2.5, who was also playing in the room at the same time, had enough theory of mind to know that the dad wasn't cross with her, that he was cross with or upset about what was being talked about on the telephone. But she had also had enough theory of mind to know that she had the ability to comfort him somehow. And she went off and got her doll and gave it to him. She didn't have quite enough theory of mind to know what would have made dad feel better. She had the belief that if this makes me feel better, then it's going to make him feel better as well. The best example I've got of theory of mind in progress is the birthday card I received from my son when he was 2. And it illustrates also about theory of mind, but it also illustrates about emotional development for children this age and some of the things that we can do to help them through that development and to make them feel good. So my son and husband went off to the shop to buy Mummy a birthday card. And there was a lot of talking about the fact that it's Mummy's birthday and we need to buy something that Mummy likes. And my son was given a full array of cards to choose from. And so he chose a card. The second part of this whole process was the writing of the card. And that was important because, you know, he was making his mark on my card. And I'm just going to show you here what I was presented with. This is 2-year-old happy birthday to Mummy, love from Harry. Now, the thing that my husband did that was really good at this point, and let's remember, he is not a child development specialist. He's got a whole lot of other skills, but child development is not necessarily one of them. But what he didn't do, which I thought was really good, was the fact that he didn't write on the card, either on top of Harry's writing or beside it, to Mummy, happy birthday, love from Harry. He just left it exactly as it is. Now, you can't always do that, but I noticed that quite a lot of parents find creative ways to still honour the fact that this writing is important and special, but to also let the receiver of the card know what it was all about. And then on the front of my card was this. And as you can tell, Harry was in his stage of Thomas the Tank Engine being the most important thing in the world. I like Thomas the Tank Engine. Mummy will like Thomas the Tank Engine too. So I really applaud the fact that my husband did not say to him, oh, no, Mummy wouldn't like that. Mummy, you know, Mummy likes flowers, or Mummy likes this, or whatever, and Mummy wouldn't like that. So it's important when you're giving children those opportunities to test the water that you actually honour what they do. And so that's just a little tip for later on. But if I go back to the giving and taking, this is a very early stage of social cognition. And it's looking at reactions that people have when the child is doing something. So play the game, knowing that you're building that brain. And of course, at Jimbaroo Kindy-Roo, we provide lots of opportunities for social development. Many people think that we're just about climbing ladders and jumping around and doing all those physical skills, but very clearly in amongst the program, there are some wonderful social opportunities. We do lots of giving and retrieving of things, and there's social modelling that's done by somebody outside the nuclear family, which is a good thing for young children. Under normal circumstances at Jimbaroo Kindy-Roo, not during COVID, we get children to come and collect their pieces of equipment, and then we get them to bring them back. Now, we do that deliberately. We could go around and collect them, or we could get somebody else to do it, but we don't. We deliberately want our children to do that so that they learn about this process, and that's something that happens can then, you know, they can give it back, and then something else will happen because they're quite familiar with the routine. Another thing that slightly older children start to develop, 3 and 4-year-olds, is a thing called false belief, which is also part of this theory of mind. And there are some really gorgeous tests to do with this. And we will put some links on our Facebook page so that you can go and have a look at them if you want to. But if you type false belief tests into Google, you'll find the types of things that I'm talking about. So this is where a child doesn't understand that you might know or not know something that they know. So that they are notoriously hopeless at lying at this age because they don't understand that you might know something that they don't know. Usually takes about a child till they're about 4 or 5 to be able to pass what they call a false belief test. So this is all about theory of mind. And if you're interested, go and find some information about it. It's just completely fascinating. And it's what makes us people that can function within a society well and understand other people and develop things like empathy and understanding and sympathy. It all starts back here with this giving and taking of things that very young children do. I like the Jimbaroo Kindiroo setting a lot because children are learning these social skills with the security of their attachment figure on hand. And that's important. It's the perfect way to learn about social development when you're very young. So the Jimbaroo Kindiroo activities, not only are they helping to develop the brain from a physical perspective because of all the wonderful activities we do, we're doing those social skills as well, very nicely and gently at an age appropriate, in an age appropriate way. So if you've got any questions about this topic, jump onto our Facebook page and we'll answer them for you. Thanks for joining me, and I hope this has helped you to understand what's going on or what's not going on in your child's mind. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.